Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Despite the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been declared legitimately as the president of Nigeria, there seem to be top fears, worries in Aso Rock over the fact that more issues are awaiting him. Top APC chieftains are beginning to reveal their worst fears in this situation. Now, before we go to the newspaper to find out what it is, they're already telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu that the war is far from over. In fact, he should get ready for the very worst. But before we go to the video, can you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it to set that notification icon? Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the former chief of staff to an erstwhile governor in Abia State, Muscat Uzor Kalu, has said that despite President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's victory in the legal battle regarding the outcome of the 2023 election, he must work hard to overcome doubted challenges and war ahead of him. Now, that Uzor Kalu asserted this in a statement while speaking on the Supreme Court verdict, affirmed Tinubu's victory and dismissed the petitions of Labour Party LP presidential candidate, that's Peter Obi, and his counterpart, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party PDP. He said that Atiku and Peter Obi's loss is not surprising, as they were more interested in theoretical and media trials instead of focusing on proving their cases beyond reasonable doubt. Now, according to the politician, the fact that Tinubu won the election with just 38% and with 62% rejecting him at the polls makes the war ahead of him challenging. He said the war has commenced and Tinubu's effort to win should focus on how to make the economy better and unite the nation, which has been divided by the presidential election. Uzor Kalu added that President Tinubu would win the war if he could win over the big chunk of the 62% that voted against him in the next 4 years. He said, and I quote, "Nigeria's democratic landscape has long been familiar with the extended legal dispute that follow each election cycle, with various litigation battles in the courtrooms. However, the 2023 presidential election that resulted in the emergence of Bola Tinubu as president brought a unique set of circumstances and legal wrangling from the opposition, which left me intrigued and at times astonished. What made this year's post-election legal battle particularly captivating was the theoretical nature of the opposition's claim. As I previously noted in different discussions, opposition parties, especially the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the Labour Party, LP, along with other respective presidential candidates, seem more interested in public spectacle rather than presenting a solid case to challenge Tinubu's victory in the February 23 polls, instead of focusing on substantiating their claims in court beyond any reasonable doubt. They indulged in legal trivialities and media trials. Nevertheless, even though the president has secured victory in the legal battle, a broader war lies ahead of him. Where lies the war? The 2023 election, perhaps more than any other in our electoral history, deeply divided our nation and exacerbated the country's ethnic differences. Another challenging part of the war is the fact that he won the presidency with only 38% of the vote, indicating that 62% of voters did not endorse him. Essentially, it will be interesting to see how the president can, over the next 4 years, win over the 62% who did not support his presidency and possibly reduce the number below 50%. Without any doubt, the war has already commenced, but its outcome also depends on how Tinubu's administration addresses the nation's dire economic situation. Prosecuting the war should begin with effort to stabilize the declining value of the naira in the volatile foreign exchange market, reduce the alarming unemployment rate through job creation, and address various other economic challenges confronting the country. Now, while it is essential to acknowledge that the current administration is not solely responsible for the economic difficulties plaguing the nation, the president should recognize that even the 38% who supported him can turn against him and his administration if the economic situation deteriorates further and continues to burden the masses. Now, Nigerians are talking, and this is quite an interesting one. My colleague is in the house, and if you ask me, despite the fact that Peter Obi must have lost the legal battle, and Atiku Abubakar has returned to UAE, Dubai. I don't think that the challenges that we're facing right now has reduced. Rather, the economic situation is getting more worsened. What's your take on the system and the standpoint of this politician?
All right. For me, what he's saying is absolutely true. And Bola Tinubu should get ready for more opposition. But then I feel that what Nigerians, we know that election and its processes are over. So the focus now is on the economy. What will the president do to correct the economic abnormalities that we have seen thus far? For me, I feel that he should be more focused on changing the narrative as it has to do with the valuation of our naira. And secondly, he should try to unify the country by putting aside all this issue of ethnicity and all of that. And this federal character principle is one factor that helps in unifying different ethnicity. And some of them, I must say that knowledge is not just peculiar to a particular ethnic group. If you unify the forces, that's ethnicity, using people from different ethnic background to unify your administration, I can assure you get greater results, because most of them have so much experience. But just making sure that it's from one particular ethnic group, you are messing up the system, and some of them will really want you to fail. Now, guess what? Some of them know how to fix this issue of insecurity in the north. Some of them know how to combat crimes in their environment. But because you're not bringing them in, they'll just sit quiet and watch your own administration fail woefully. Look at the deteriorating rate of the naira. We are busy borrowing to, flood the market. Now, what I heard was that the president is planning to see how he can, have a talk with this mop up money from hoarders.
How do you mop it?
How would you mop it? How would they
know who's?
You understand? You understand? That is not just the way of doing it. There's a way you can go in, and we already know this thing. The economics can tell you exactly how to get this thing. More of experts will fix all of this.
Yeah, but don't you even think that? Don't you even think that trying to go and hunt out for those who hunt this dollar will increase that market more? People will want to hunt, because it doesn't make sense. Literally speaking, let's be economic. Let's be very benevolent with this truth. If keeping your money in naira depreciate and you keep it in dollar, it appreciate, you will even have more people now trying to keep this money in dollar. It's just common sense.
Exactly.
Really.
So for me, forget about all of that. See how you can improve security. Immediately you improve security, Nigerians will go back, give as much as you can to farmers, to medium, short and medium term enterprises, for them to boost production of anything that can be used, especially agricultural product. Immediately they boost it and they start exporting it outside the shores of Nigeria, we'll start seeing this dollar come in more and more, and naira will just regain back its position. That's just it. So there's a lot of challenges awaiting him, I must say.
Well, you said nothing but the truth, but I usually would feel that some of these things are more theoretical than practical. We saw what happened in the administration of Buhari, where he said he's going to fight corruption, he's going to fight insecurity. At the end of the day, a lot of money was budgeted for security, and yet security deteriorated. A lot of money, a lot of fights in ICPC, EFCC, but yet corruption was at the highest level. So I think it's easier to say, but to work in the system itself is so fantastically corrupt that it's almost difficult to really do those things you have promised. But we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation.